Welcome. It's Facts You Don't Know. If it's your first time here and you want to find out new facts that will definitely make you smarter and more, and first make sure to subscribe and activate the notification bell so you don't miss anything.
Groom discovered his girlfriend was unfaithful on the day of his wedding. What happened next is incredible. For most couples getting married, their wedding is usually one of the best days of their life. However, things turned very sour for one groom and his cheating wife at their wedding reception. The bald groom used his wedding day to expose his wife's infidelities to their nearest and dearest. He also used the occasion to humiliate his former friends who had slept with her. In other words, it is most certainly not the time or place to air your dirty laundry in front of everyone you know. That said, one daring groom used his wedding day to expose his wife's cheating to their nearest and dearest and humiliate his former friends who had slept with her. A wedding guest named Sean, who witnessed the drama, recounted the horror story on Graham Norton's Big Red Chair segment, where guests compete to finish telling their anecdotes without being chucked off the chair by the host. Having attended the lovely ceremony, Sean and the rest of the guests went off to the ceremony to celebrate the bride and groom. He said, at the reception, everyone started doing their speeches and then the groom stood up and said, "We're going to play a game." After making all the guests to stand up, he then asked them to turn over their plates to see if there was a red sticker on the bottom. Sean continued, "Everyone did it. It filtered out and there were 8 guys left standing." The groom then said, "Would you all please look at the 8 gentlemen left standing? They've slept with my wife since we've been engaged and I'm now going for an annulment." He then exited the room without saying anything else, leaving the guests in a state of total shock. Naturally, the revenge story was a hit with the BBC host and Sean was allowed to exit the chair unscathed. Other highlights include a Yorkshire man who claims to have been in Saving Private Ryan with Tom Hanks, one poor geezer who literally gets dumped on the show, and someone who is flipped over by Mark Wahlberg, at which point the actor drawls, "You're going for a ride, baby, most pleasing." The stories themselves are great, and the Big Red Chair really celebrates the culture of oversharing. Almost all the confessions are related to bodily fluids or sex. It's not shy about being lowbrow. And we also get to see Graham Norton saturated in varying shades of fake tan over the almost decade that the talk show's been running. As well as getting a round of applause from Graham, the toe curling story even received a standing ovation from Marvel star Jeremy Renner. After the stories come the interviews. Tony, with delight, describes how his pupils saw him talking to the stars on TV and shout to him in the school corridor. Kevin Hart, he's your mate. Ice Cube, he's your mate, as well as constantly shouting, "Sir's gone over." It is safe to say Big Tone will never have control of his students again. We actually get to meet the notorious Mrs. Poon and Howie's dad. Mr. Poon, who it turns out is a massive lad and wants to share the clip detailing their rampant sex life with all his mates. Unfortunately, someone allows the guy from Saving Private Ryan to say that seeing Tom Hanks again is like meeting an old friend. Really? Is it, though? A girl appears to well up when she recalls her moment in the chair, and one man actually goes so far as to say, "When I got to walk, I just felt like I'd accomplished something." Wow. And last but most certainly not least, the guy who was dumped reveals that he is now the #1 hit on YouTube for the search term "Guy Gets Rejected." Life-changing stuff, that. There is a very simple reason why brides and grooms want to make the public announcement about their partners. They simply want to give them what they deserve. Sure, finding out that the person you were to marry cheated is heartbreaking, but sometimes revenge is the only way a person can learn the lesson.
Thanks for watching. Please like and share the video in social networks. We'll be right back to you as fast as we can.